But before we get there, I want to talk about our lovely Lindsay Mickelson. Okay. Are you guys tired of listening to her? Yeah. You want to go to the beach, maybe? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's one thing you'll find if you become like a video editor or get into that kind of field. You'll listen to like a testimonial video like over and over and over again. Just try to make sure you tell the right story, that you feel like you need to tell the right story, okay? So I get it, I totally understand. You probably listened to her 100 times, if not more, I get it. But one of the things I wanted to talk about or just, address with everyone that's here is two things that kind of came across in a lot of projects to me, okay, when I reviewed them. And they're really, really important, okay? And I talked to you about photography, right? That process of taking the picture, bringing it into Photoshop and enhancing the photo, right? And I talked about doing that exact same thing, but in video, okay? Do you remember what they were called? Those two things that I said there have two things that you have to do when it comes to your videos. Do you remember? Oh, and we spent a lot of time on it. It has to do with color, right? Color correcting. So making all your colors look natural. And then color grading, to add a creative influence into your video's colors, right? So in Lindsay's case, right now, I feel like this video is very flat in color, okay? Very flat. So I need to make sure that, the whites look like whites and the darks look like darks and so forth and so on. But I need to bring up the vibrancy of this footage. Yes? First step. Then second step is to add the influence of color grading. We talked about Lindsay's brand, her brand from her website. Her pictures from her website have yellow interjected in there. She has teal as well, but she lives in California, she lives on the beach. I feel like I want to interject more yellow than blue, right? Because it gives a different feeling, and we've talked about that, okay? Every single video you ever do needs to be color corrected and then sometimes color graded, okay? And using Lumetri Color, if we apply it to each piece of footage, it really shows you the process of what you're going to do. Okay, those two steps. Zoom in, possibly. Hello. Okay, the first step is basic color correction in Lumetri. That's our first thing, making our colors look natural. And then we looked at creative curves, I believe color wheels. I don't know if we looked at HSL secondary or vignette, but these are color grading options. Okay, thinking of that two-step process: color correction and color grading. Okay, always going to use basic color correction. Always, no matter how little or how much. Let's say. Okay. So you take something that looks like this, okay, this footage, and let me make it a little bit bigger. And then we make it look like this. Lighten the whole scene. Interjected a little bit of yellow for my color grading side of things. Is that a massive change visually? I hope so. It should. It should look better. Okay? From here to here. Okay, more vibrant colors. Things are lightened and so forth. It's your job to do that as a video editor. Okay? If you don't do any color correction, your videos may end up being very flat, no matter how good a story you tell. Okay? They're just visually not appealing, unfortunately. So we need to do that. Okay? Have to on all your footage. And then I was getting a bit of this, where it's great that you did color correction on your interview footage, but once you added your B-roll, it was a different color correction, or no color correction. They look very different, yes? Again, it's very flat, silhouetted, the shadows are darker, not a lot of vibrancy between the interview footage and the B-roll. It's kind of jarring visually. And they don't look like they fit. Okay? You need to make sure that all the footage is color corrected, and we want to try and match it. Be matchy-matchy. Okay? Make the colors come out so that when we color correct it and color grade it, I turn it on. It visually flows better. Yes? That's a huge difference. Like a massive difference. From where this footage was. Okay. Oops, I got the wrong one. There to there. But now that B-roll footage, side by side, kind of looks like it belongs. Yeah? Okay? It's a have-to thing. In the video world, it's a have-to thing. Okay? Adding that color correction. Adding the color grading. Not necessarily have to do color grading, but for sure, we want our video to be vibrant. Okay? Have the colors come off the screen. Don't let them be flat. Okay? Makes sense? Moving forward, you're always, always, always going to do color correction. Yes? Yes? Everyone nod their head. Yes. Yes, Joe. Yes, you will. Okay? Promise me, take an oath. All right? And truthfully, this goes to anything that you do in 3D that you bring over to After Effects. You're going to color correct it, possibly color grade it, always. Okay? It'll make better visual videos and sometimes help with your story. Okay? Do we ever want to see Lindsay again? Oh, come on. Come on. She's wonderful. Okay? Well, she does tell an interesting story. And hopefully you've told an interesting story when you're editing. All right. That. Let's just quickly jump over to our final integrated project. It's approaching, okay? It's due, I believe, on week 14. We are in week 10. So, for your final integrated project, midterm you did a low fidelity prototype. Now for your final project for me, you're going to do a high fidelity prototype. Okay? High fidelity is all the pretty pictures, it's all the nice colors you came up with, it is all the copy that you wrote, it's your final design prototype so that it functions. Okay? It's all going to be created in XD, and you essentially the true meaning of a high fidelity prototype is it's going to function as close as possible to what you're going to code. Okay? Makes sense? I believe Trevor has asked you to do a JavaScript thing where you roll over something and it pops up. Whatever that is. You're going to include that in your prototype, right? Okay? It's easy in your prototype, it's just a hover effect. Okay? Deliverables, a shareable link to your fully finished high fidelity prototype for mobile, tablet, and desktop. Created in XD. So your final designs. Now, questions? Does that make sense? Sometimes called your flat artwork, final designs, your final layout. They all mean the same. It's your final designs. Okay? So you're going to give me a shareable link to your prototype and your XD files. I generally look at your XD files. I don't look at this. I will. Okay? Sometimes the shareable link doesn't function like the XD files. Okay? So that's why I like the XD files. So that I can go in, see what you've done, and then preview it right from the native software. The shareable link is a backup. Okay? Truthfully, it's kind of a backup. Sometimes you download files, they're corrupt. Okay? So I've got a backup of your shareable link and I can take a look at it. I'll email you too, okay, to get your actual XD files. But don't give me your XD file, give me a shareable link, update your shareable link when I'm looking at your XD files. Okay? Then they're not going to be the same. I'm going to mark you on your XD files. You can make updates to it, but I'm not going to mark the prototype, like the shareable link. Sorry. I'm going to mark the prototype from your XD files that you provide me on the day that I ask you to provide them to me. Okay? Make sense? We all know what we're delivering. Again, if you have questions, just ask me. Okay? And then that is due all in week 14. April 10th. Okay? So we're week 10, 4 weeks. That's the Sunday. Yes, April 10th, the Sunday. Somebody check the calendar. I think it is. Is it a Monday? Is it a Monday? Okay. Sorry, it's a Monday. And then presentations start Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay. I believe Jared's going to send out a sheet for you to sign up, and you can pick your time slot. I don't know for sure. Ask him. Okay. So you probably get, I believe, 5 minutes to present. Okay. What are you going to say? Have you thought about it yet? You haven't thought about it yet? Are you gonna think about it, or are you just gonna walk in and just wing it? Go with the flow. I'm not sure if I like going with the flow. Okay. Right? 5 minutes. Plan it. Okay? Tell us why you did what you did. That's it. So how do you figure out why you did what you did? Have you thought about this stuff? You have to think about this. Don't come up here and go, this is my website. I like this shade of gray. Okay. In the design world, we have to defend everything we create. So you could talk about the logo, okay? Talk about why you did what you did with the logo, okay? You could give some background on your rebrand, so whichever one you chose. And with that background, you can tie it into why you did what you did with your logo. See what I'm saying? You're making a connection, okay? Giving it some context, some meaning, right? And then I would talk about the layout of your page. Like, why do you have, say, product on the front page, or maybe a promotional image on the front page? I don't know. I haven't seen that, right? And then break it down section by section by section in 5 minutes. Okay? Make sense? Yes, no, okay. You're gonna do a lot of presenting. Welcome to, yeah. Okay, yeah, moving forward, when you start doing group projects, you get a mark on presenting. I'll let you in on the graduating guys that we're working with now. Their presentation mark, they do 3 presentations. The first presentation, their presentation mark's worth 10% of it. And then it goes up to 25% for the next 2 presentations. It's a big thing. It's a huge thing. Okay? Just how you talk about your work. I've been in many presentations, had to defend many designs. If you don't present your work in a nice way, an idea can die. As cool as it looks and visually interesting that it is, if you present it in a not so great way, it'll kill it. Okay? Unfortunately, we're going to work on that for sure, okay, over our time together. But it's coming. This is just like a little snippet of presenting. Does anyone, you have to take electives, right? Yes? You get to choose them, correct? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not on that side of of our course. I know when I went to school, I got to choose my electives. So choose an elective that makes you speak in front of people. That would be my advice to you. Okay? Stefania, what? I took drama. I'm a pretty dramatic guy. Okay? I took theater. It was scary as hell. The very first day I walked into class, I had to do a play with someone I never met before. But I feel like it helped me to where I am today with my career. Okay? So that would be my suggestion to you. If ever you can, take some sort of elective that makes you talk in front of people, especially you. Okay? Fair? Any questions with the Final Integrated Project? All good? Yeah? Seems good? All right. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is do this. Shut this off. Okay. All right. So, it's kind of an interactive class today. We're going to talk business. Okay? Business. We're going to put our business hats on. I know we're creative people. The business side of things is tough. Okay? Creative industry that you're going to go into. But let's think about business. Me and you are going to business together. We're going to make tons of money. Okay? We're going to make tons and tons of money. So, we're going to sell a product. What product do you want to sell? It has to be a physical product. Do you want to sell like beer or or an energy drink or something like that you're doing for your Final Integrated Project? Or we can pick anything that people will buy. So for an example, last class when I did this, we sold vacuums. What are we going to sell? Give me something. A fidget spinner. Will that work? Sure, that'll work. Okay. So our product is, how do you spell that? Fidget?
Yeah.
Is it two G's or just one?
A D and then a G.
So D?
Yeah. And then a G.
Fidget.
You're fidgeting with something.
Spinner.
Yeah, spinner.
Okay. We're selling fidget spinners. What are we going to call them? What's our brand name? Come up with a brand name. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. So, the other class came up with vacuums, and our brand name for our vacuum was Big Suck. What's the brand name for our fidget spinner? Come on, come on. No right or wrong here. Just come up with a name. Or it doesn't work. We can't go anywhere from here. We need to brand it, yes? Come on. Your dad under, yeah.
What about like Vortex or something?
Vortex, okay. I'll take Vortex. Vortex is our name. That's our brand. Cool? Everybody cool? We're all partners.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, cool. So that's our product. What's our company name? If we're making fidget spinners. Come on, be creative. Come up with a name. Are you that tired?
Swirly Limited.
Swirly Limited. Okay. I'll take it. Swirly. How do we'll go this way. We'll be creative. Swirly. What was the second part of it?
Limited.
Limited. So that's our company name. Cool. Got a company. Got a product that we're going to sell. Got names for us now. Now what do we got to do to make big money? Because I want a big house and lots of cars. Well, we could go investors. Maybe that's too broad of a question. What do we got to do to make money? Sell it. Okay. Now we're on the same page. We got to sell our fidget spinners, our Vortex fidget spinners. Okay. Where are we going to sell them? As in, or should I say where? How are we going to sell them? Well, I guess not. Yeah, how and where. I know it depends. So there's a few options, I would say. So website. So that's the internet, right? Let's use the internet. So I'm going to say that's number 2. Internet is where we're going to sell these. Where else can we sell them? Shop? So retail, right? Okay, that's a good one. Retail. So we'll go one over here, retail. All right. So internet covers like a broad range, right? Where could we sell them on the internet? Where can we sell them on the internet? Like how? How can we sell them? Absolutely. So we can make our own e-commerce. E-commerce website. Okay. We could build it ourselves. We could use, anyone heard of Shopify? Okay. Let's use Shopify. So we'll use Shopify. Where else? I would say probably social. So social media. Okay. Social media would be an option for us. I think there's another spot that we've got retail, we've got internet. There's another spot that we could probably target our product to sell on. And I feel, could we not do it through like a native app, like on your phone, right? I don't know if you've ever done that. Ever been to a site and it says, download our app, and then you can download the app and then you can connect directly to, buying stuff. So I'm gonna say, we can go retail, we can go internet, and we could sell on, an app or a native app. Okay. Retail. Where could we sell retail? Let's pick one store that we're going to sell our fidget spinners, our Vortex fidget spinners. What would be a good retail place to connect with? Where do you shop? Walmart? Sure, Walmart would be great. Okay, Walmart would be awesome. And we could do, say, Canadian Tire, we could do anywhere, say Canada, okay, if we're gonna sell in Canada. How many Walmarts in Canada? Use the Google. Go on the Google and ask. See what it says. Over 400. So let's say 400. 400 Walmarts in Canada. All right. Next question. If we go retail, Walmart in Canada. How many people in Canada? Ask the Google. 38 million, 38 what? How can I get so many? I'm missing 38.25 million. 38.25 million people in Canada. 400 stores for Walmart. That's a pretty good reach, right? 400 stores across Canada. That's a pretty small population when you think about it. We're a very big country
Yeah.
with not very many people. Okay? But thinking business-wise, us business-wise, if we got into Walmart, 400 stores, we have the potential to sell to 38.25 million people. Yes? It's not bad. Not bad. Okay. That looks like a pretty promising avenue for us to sell and make tons of money. Okay. We sell at Walmart. We sell on the internet. How many people in the world? How many? Is it? Okay. Did you ask the Google?
No, I heard it on the news.
8 billion people in the world. Okay, granted, not all 8 billion have internet access. But even if we took a fraction, we took 10% out, let's say, our reach to sell our product has now went global to 8 billion people, possibly. Okay? How many people have phones? Everyone? Somebody used the Google. Not everyone has a phone. Somebody use Google? Tell me. Somebody, Google knows everything, right?
About 91% of all people have cell phones.
So that's around 6 billion? 7.3 billion people have phones. 7.3 billion people have phones. It's really sad, actually. Really sad. Okay. We create an app. We could reach 7.3 billion people. Yeah? Okay, so let's break this down. This is a pretty good reach, okay? But we're pretty limited to brick and mortar in Canada. We can reach about 38.25 million people. On the internet, we can reach 8 billion people with our e-commerce store. On our native app, we could possibly have 7.3 billion people download it. Are you ready to make money? Okay. All right. So we kind of broke that down, in general terms. So what's it going to cost us? Well, if we're going to do e-commerce and use Shopify. Shopify, I believe you can set up a store, and I'm just going to generalize. Maybe it's $50 a month. Maybe it's $40 a month. I don't know. You could go on there and find out for sure. Could be $100 a month. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's go with 50. for easy math. $50 a month, 10 months, that's $500. Add 2 more, that's $600 that we will have to pay. $600 a year to sell our product. That's not bad, right? That's not too bad, business expense. Retail. It will cost us anywhere from $25,000 up to $250,000 to get our fidget spinner in a store. Okay, that is that's a fee that stores charge companies to just allow them to put the product in the store. Okay, it's yes, grocery stores and Walmart make money off of selling products, but they make a lot of money off of businesses that put their products in their store. Okay, and I can't remember what it's a fee. What do they call the fee? Call it fee. Just give me 1 sec. A slotting fee. That's what they call it. Okay, so when you're shopping at Walmart, you're shopping at, say, Superstore. Okay, you stand in front of all the product. Okay, whatever that product is. From the top shelf and the bottom shelf, those are the least expensive slotting fees. The most expensive are at eye level. Why? Why? Because you can see them. That's why. Okay. Doesn't mean that nobody looks up top and finds a product up top and down bottom, but it's big business. So I used to do work for McCormick Canada a lot, and we would set up their displays. And it was very strategic on the product that went at eye level, or at the top level, or at the bottom level. It costs more money depending on how high you are on the shelf. Okay? And it's because of this slotting fee. It'll cost us that much money. How much to build a native app that goes on your phone? I mean, that could fluctuate from, say, $5,000 to $25,000. Okay? So let's say for easy figuring, we do an app and it's going to cost us 10 grand. Cost. Okay? So, looking at our 3 options that we have: retail, internet, or native app. Where do we, if we got to pick 2 out of those 3, where do we want to sell? What would make the most sense so we make the most money at the lowest cost to start us up? If we pick 2. I mean, it should be somewhat obvious, I hope, right? Because it's money coming out of our pockets. We could spend $600 a year on Shopify, $10,000 just to build our app. We could have those 2 things for $10,600. We could have quite possibly retail at $25,000, $50,000. Would you want to choose using the internet and maybe a native app to sell our product because it has more reach? Right? It makes more sense. It costs us less money to start, but our possibilities of making money are much higher. Agreed? Yes. Okay. And sometimes these stores, retail-wise, you can only get into like regional sections. So say Walmart, regional. Okay. Regional section could cost us, say, $50,000, and it's only like 10 stores in total. So regional, say 10 stores. I'm not saying Walmart is exactly that, but they set them up in regions. Okay. So I could put our fidget spinner, or we could, because we're in business together, in the region of, say, Ontario. Could be a region. Ontario's the largest province in Canada, so it would be a good region to go into when it comes to population. Okay. But now it's no longer 400 stores. It's 10 stores, and it's still going to cost us $25,000. We will reach, we won't reach 38.25 million. How many people are in Ontario? Ask the Google. How many people in Ontario? It's in the millions. 14, 15 million? Okay. Regional store, Ontario, 15 million, let's say, people. Okay, so it's really looking, if we're business people, it's looking like we're not going to want to touch retail when we start up. Correct? We have less people to advertise or to sell to, less stores, a higher price to start up. Okay? I'm going to say, let's take our $10,600 and invest it digitally. Make sense? We all in agreement? Yes? Okay. All right. Okay, let's take a break and then we'll go into lecture. Take this knowledge, think about it as a business person, and we're going to apply it to our lecture. Okay, so there is a method to my madness here. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's do 10, be back by quarter after, and we will lecture.
yes, our checkpoint. So if you didn't do on-road and maybe we will lose marks. Yeah. You just to make the down. You should just make down image. Do you remember?
Only the characters.
Yeah, cartoons and that would you just to yeah. I just try to actually practice, just to practice because I should make sure how to make the JavaScript, how to make
I put the flowers together.
So I want you just to this image in the website. Yeah, website. And this button, I think this button is, I don't know how to, but I just try to yes. Yes, but yeah, actually, yeah, but I don't know how to design the
other one,
yes.
I changed all the versions.
So you first to make this image and make some GitHub. Okay. Yeah. So I firstly so first of all I will upload my source and then you download and you link your branch, your own branch and make some so and then we link the music, maybe drag and drop. I just try to make the drag and drop, but I didn't. But just but I want to improve my JavaScript skills, so I think you can. I just drag and not drop. I don't know not drop. Yeah, just so you the fix this image some right some our this I already sent me this image. So did you remember how to make this image? I gave some or as a sample where you also the SVC, you have SVC and you should firstly open the Illustrator and make some page images. So did you remember? I uploaded it to full files, so I just make only four images. But yes,
Everything is okay, just we need to Actually, yesterday. Wow, what kind of dog? Oh, it's security. How can you protect us? Because if you are
You work, are you, do you work weekends? But you should work in just night. So definitely night.
I'm hungry.
Okay, guys. Do we have a project that's due soon or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell. What's that? Part B is Sunday. Yeah. But it seems like there's other projects that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It only gets worse, just so you know. Okay. All right. So we've decided, yes, business partners, we're gonna sell our product in two spaces: the internet and on our phones. Correct? Right? Not retail. We're gonna throw out retail because we're a startup and we don't have enough money. Okay. All right. So companies really have been stuck in this kind of two-sided digital world that we're talking about. Native apps and the internet. Okay? So let's talk about that. There's a new technology that we can talk about that maybe can help us out with our spending. Okay, so native apps. Right? Native apps on your phone. Thinking of it in business terms, they essentially, hopefully, will boost our business and our revenue, right? We want to make some money. They will retain brand popularity, so our brand, right, on the native app. Easy to access to our content, which is great because it's on the phone. Yes. Engagement in our company and our products, our fidget spinner, connect between our consumer and our business, right? Which is cool, okay? Which is good. Now, isn't that the same thing that the internet's supposed to do for us? Wouldn't you think? Make us money? Support our brand, connect us to our consumers, yes, have them have information about us. It's pretty much the exact same thing, right? boost our business, increase, maintain our brand popularity. Okay? Keep access to our content and services and our products and all that. It's the same thing. Two different spaces. Okay? Two different spaces doing the same thing for us, though. Hopefully making us money. Okay, so we can safely say one of the key benefits of a device application, okay, native app, or e-commerce internet site is to give consumers purchasing power over our products, our services, as well as, support our brand. Okay, when I say brand, what do you think of when I say brand? Comes from Jared's class, design. Think about a logo, probably. It's absolutely, I totally agree. It's not just a logo. It's our visual and emotional identity. When I say to you, Nike, it should give you some sort of feeling, some sort of visual, emotional feeling. Everyone's different. Hopefully it's consistent for their brand, right? So, those two things are pretty massive, okay? To support our visual brand and have purchasing power over our product, our fidget spinner. So why are me and you in business paying for something that is supposed to do the same thing, but it's two different digital spaces? It doesn't really make sense. Don't we want to save some money? Wouldn't you want to save? I want to save a little bit of money and make lots of money. Why is device or apps and the internet separate when they do the same thing for us? It makes no sense. Really, when you think about it. Okay? One of the issues, or one of the reasons why, okay, two digital entities, tech-wise, it's different coding. So technically we have restrictions between the two. Okay? And that's why they are separate and work differently, even though they're working to accomplish the same thing. Okay? So the actual code is a difference between the two, internet and native app. And you guys know these ones: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? You're using those coding languages to build your websites, correct? Okay? Have you did any PHP yet? No? Well, you will. Have you done any Python? No? I think Trevor took that out, but that's fine. That can be part of building a website. Code frameworks and libraries. Do you know what a framework is? We talked about frameworks in your coding classes?
Yeah.
Like Bootstrap?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a templated framework, and then you just plug your stuff into it. Change colors and stuff like that. Libraries. In your authoring class, you talked about libraries, Ed? Maybe not. But there's JavaScript libraries out there that you can plug into your websites. Okay? But anyways, we can agree upon these are the coding languages that make up a website. Okay? So native devices are built differently. Okay? They don't use HTML. They don't use CSS. They use like Objective-C, Swift, Java, C++, C#, Perl. that's a whole different ballgame. Okay, that's coding languages that a computer engineer, let's say, would learn. Okay, totally separate to web. So hence why there's two different digital spaces. Okay? Even though we want them to do the same thing. So it sounds really complicated to me, and complicated means expensive to a business. For sure it does. Okay. So we're in business together. We want to have as much digital exposure on multiple platforms to help sell our product and gain brand equity. Okay? For our brand. And we want to do it in the most cost-effective way. So this is where it all comes back full circle. Being able to take the code that you know, that you learn, and turn it into a native app. So you write code like you normally would write code, and it turns your website into what they call a progressive web app. So it has two purposes. One set of code. Did that just save us a lot of money? That just saved us $10,000, right? When we were figuring it out, we said $10,000 to build an app, $600 to use Shopify. You know, if we were to build a native e-commerce site, or an e-commerce site, like natively, like we do it, okay? We can make it function like an app on your phone and also work on the internet. So it's no longer two different things. It's not two different codes. It's one set of codes that we already know, which is pretty amazing. When you think about it, we could save so much money. Okay? It's, you know, like the internet and native device applications got together and had a baby. The baby is a PWA. Okay? It's pretty cool. So I'll give you a video of background on a PWA.
Progressive web apps. In this video, I'm going to be going over what progressive web apps are, how they benefit customers, businesses, and one thing that's always true about the mobile industry is it's always evolving, and that's what makes it one of the most exciting industries to be a part of. And what we're seeing now with progressive web applications is a true evolution of the mobile app that you are typically used to seeing, being ones that reside in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. So what is a progressive mobile app? A progressive mobile app or progressive web app is really a web technology that has emerged that allows native app capabilities to run through a mobile browser. So all of the app-like functionality that you're used to, such as push notifications, beautiful and amazing app-like navigations, ordering, loyalty, functionality that really makes people engage with powerful mobile solutions are now being driven over to the web. And that's what makes this technology so exciting, because it essentially combines the best of both worlds, meaning web and app together. Is probably the best way to think of it. It truly is a combination of web and app. And so when you think about it, what are the customer benefits?
Okay. Does that make sense? Do we understand what that means? Like thinking of like say a Pizza Hut. You build their website, e-commerce website, you could order online. You used to have to download the app. They were separate. But now, we can build the website, download the app from the website, and they've only had to build one thing versus two. Yeah. Okay. Pretty powerful for business people, right? Like us, like Pizza Hut. Okay. So they're really, with a progressive web app, there is no more web versus app. They're one. Okay. Seamless navigation, just like a native app, can be installed on the home screen, just like regular apps. Okay. Push notifications. Updates happened in the background, which is fabulous. What is the one thing do you guys download apps on your phone? Presume yes, right? One of the annoying things about it is you have to update it all the time, correct? Okay. You don't have to do that with a progressive web app. It does it in the background. It just updates. Finds Wi-Fi and updates. It's constantly up to date, which is great. So really, like I said, one application for two platforms, and it's always up to date. Okay, pretty powerful thing. Thinking of native app installation, it can, well, kind of be a slow process, right? You gotta go to the App Store. Well, I mean, we do have to find the app there, but if we were making the app, we have to go to the App Store for download. That costs money. Okay, if you're gonna build an app for Apple and you wanna put it in the store, it's about $300. Okay? To put it in the store. So we developed the app, say for our fidget spinner. It costs us $300 to get it in the store. Okay? And it takes a long time to deploy because I know from experience, Apple just doesn't go, yeah, it's great. They give me revisions and revisions, and we have to tweak it and make it better, and so forth and so on. Okay, they're very picky. And then, yeah, it has to be, approved by the store, right? So this can be a lengthy process to do that, just to get it in there. And then we've got to go find it, so the consumer has to find it in the store, download it and wait, install it and wait, accept the permissions and wait, sometimes fill out a form to sign up for it and wait, and then you get to use it. Right? So that's a kind of a lengthy process. Not everyone likes to do that. Okay, when it comes to applications. I think we're used to it, but whereas if we create a progressive web app, we click on the URL or go to the URL. So have you ever been to a website where it says you go to it and then it has a window pops up that says download our app? That's a progressive web app. So you click on it, it downloads the app to your phone, looks like a real app. Okay? So we go to the website, click on it, boom, it's installed, bang, you use it. Okay? Pretty powerful. So it saves us a bit of time. Okay? Build a website, make it work in all modern browsers. What are all modern browsers? Which ones do we have to worry about generally? Chrome, Firefox. Chrome is the most forgiving, if you ask me. Safari, generally speaking, yeah. What's that one on the PC side of things? The one that's Edge. Yeah. Yeah. I thought you were going to say Internet Explorer. Okay, which was the death of us. It really was. I could design and code a website that worked on Firefox, and Chrome wasn't around at that time. I could open it up in Internet Explorer and everything was broken. It was that picky. It was the worst web browser to work with. But those are probably the ones, right? Like Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and Edge. Okay? So we make them work in those, but then we add a few little technical things okay? And we can turn our website into a progressive web app, okay? So that we can deliver a cohesive experience across the web, but also on people's phones or devices. Okay, so in developing apps, you know, we have to use specific code for specific apps. So for instance, Swift coding is used for Mac apps. If you want to create, what's the Android store called? Is it just called Android Store? Play Store? Okay. See, I don't even use that Android stuff. I stay away from it. Okay. They're going to be coded in a different language. Okay. Apple came up with one that's very specific to it. Okay. But we know HTML and CSS and JavaScript and PHP eventually. With a progressive web app, we're going to take what we know and just apply a little bit extra and turn it into a functioning device on your phone, okay? Using our usual code, which is pretty awesome. Okay, once you've installed it on your phone and on your home screen, PWAs will work offline, which is great. Okay. You don't need an internet connection. They're always up to date. They cache the last interaction they've had with the internet. So you'd be walking around, you run out of internet, it caches on your phone. Then you go back out, you find a Wi-Fi connection, it updates in the background. Okay, which is pretty cool. And these are the three things that you need. With your regular code, you add this additional code. Okay? One is, well, I shouldn't say additional code. One thing you need to add is an HTTPS. I'll talk about what that is. A web app manifest and a service worker. Oops. Let me go back. Hold on. Okay. Okay. HTTPS. So that's your protocol, right? When you dial in a web address. The S stands for security. Okay, so it's called a secure socket layer. It's like, because you can get a URL that's HTTP. Have you ever went to sites that are HTTP, dial them in, and then you get like this message that comes up and says something like, this is unconfirmed content and we're not sure if it is, you know, like a virus or something like that? You ever get that? It happens all the time. And it's usually because there's no S on there. There's no security, okay? To create a PWA, you have to have your website running on an HTTPS account, okay? That's the first thing. Second thing is, okay, so just talking about privacy. If your site isn't secure with an S on it and it's just a P, I mean, your internet service provider could tamper with your web pages, so give you additional advertising, steal your data, okay, steal your information, just so you know. So be careful when you do browse. You may want to stay on sites that are HTTPS, okay? That's why Amazon, I showed in the previous screen, has an S on the end, okay? So, basic thing that you need, okay? And it really just provides information about the PWA. Okay, stuff like its name, its author, its icon, a description, and a text file. It just gives details for the website installed on the home screen. That's it. Okay? Not really technical. It's a little bit more HTML, let's say. And then the service worker is really I think like the driving code behind it. And it's a script that you use in your browser, it runs in the background, separate from the web page. Okay, so you'd probably link it in technically. Includes features like caching, push notifications, media access, geolocation, background syncing. All JavaScript. Okay. Those are the 3 things. That's it. Turn your website into an app. Okay. One of the interesting things about, well, I guess the next screen would explain it better, is once you install a PWA onto your phone, what it does is it takes your application shell, okay? So all your controls, your menu, all the outer user interface, and it stores it on your computer. So it caches it in. So that all this gets cached into your phone. The content is what it looks for to update all the time. Okay? Because let's face it, when you do a website, how often are you changing the interface after you've created it? It's the content that always updates, right? So that's why they built it to cache this part, but look for the content all the time, the changes in the content. Right? So if we wanted to change our price of our product, it'd update automatically. Okay? So, I don't know if this is my last screen. Yes. Okay, so it's not something that you're going to build yet in IDP. Okay. Google is the driving force behind, I would say, PWAs. Technology-wise, maybe 5, 6, 7 years old. Okay. It may take off. It may not. I don't know what. You haven't been in this industry for that long yet, but there are things that kind of happen and then die. Okay? I think this is a fabulous piece of technology. But is it going to be everywhere? I don't know. We don't know yet. Okay? It may go away. I would say the biggest opposer to PWAs is Apple. Okay? Is Apple. Google is pretty progressive. Apple doesn't play nicely with others. Okay? And the reason why is because if you have PWAs running websites that act like applications, do you need an app store? No. I told you, Apple, it costs $300 to get every app into the App Store for Apple. They don't want to give up that money, right? They're great. They'd be crazy. They make a ton of money off that. So that's the opposition. So we're in this like little battle right now. We'll see who wins out. Will it be Google? Will it be Apple? I don't know. I think it's pretty smart to go this route. I do, for business people, for developers even. Okay? Interesting technology, nonetheless. Okay? So now there's a quiz. I'm joking. Okay? I am joking. That's it. Just a quick lecture today. Okay? Next week, we got a couple more lectures when it comes to, what's next week's lecture? I can't remember. We're going to talk, careers. We're going to talk about your careers. Okay? Some things that you could, some ways you can kind of, or areas you can go down. And then we're going to talk about your portfolios. And then we're done. 2 more weeks. Okay? That's it. That's all. You're free to go. You're free to stay.